How could it not be saccharine? What? Their refusal to protect me as a child from flame over Africa. How could what they're saying now not be saccharine? It is saccharine. Don't ask a rhetorical question when the answer is that obvious. Let's go back to 3549 Beechwood Boulevard. And I was coming out of an obscure condition that only a psychiatric hospital in Switzerland working with Holocaust survivors and John Schulman even knew about. Alexithymia, inflicted by Kazetnik personally, evidently. Primo Levi threw himself down some stairs when I wrote to him. It was Beechwood Boulevard. Thaws O'Connor would come over in the hallway with his leg in the drawer in the hallway and talk on the phone to people. And they'd take me off to these strange places to get maps, blueprint copied. And Meg Wan, who was in school with him, would come over. She's famous for Friends. And Justin McCarty had a presidential motorcade sign on his door. He was also introduced to me by Schulman. And he'd come to the door, ho, 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 I didn't know, ho, ho, ho. And I wrote to Peter Gabriel because there was some guys surrounded me. You look, when you talk about these, she was a virgin when we met her. You understand me? It's like a scene out of Al Pacino movies. So I wrote to Peter, there seems to be a problem with these people. He was his brainstorm. He was the spinner beanie behind it, it turns out. There was a girl named Deb from Latin America, hung out with Pyramid Club people, Swamp Band. Kiki Hewlett and that woman down in Florida, Louise. Tandy computer, Trump and Yoko or something. Tandy. Dawes O'Connor on this van that raced around the school buses. Dark place, cement walls where impenetrable place where Schulman probably had a nest that were foreign English agents that once. Yeah, he had his foot in the drawer, lying on his back in the hall, talking strange waves on the phone because they had pulled the records and burst and were blueprinting them for the perpetrators. And Migno Wen was at the jumping holler with Yoko Corona. Paul, Oliver Stone says Jimmy was a jealousy. I didn't even touch her. She was in my bed, and I didn't even tickle her. What's wrong? What's the problem? Do you feel spurned? Migno Wen. I just keeping my hands off somebody who seemed to be pretty much of a heavyweight. I wasn't the one deceptorating. So where's that leave people who think about these things? Well, we know that some woman came into the house and said white bitch right before Cersei was done it. And we know that my neighbor was with Mack trucks. And he took me downtown to see Arlen Specter on the good chip lollipop for the Notch babies. See, the Notch babies were overlooked because somebody did a law thing February 28th and they were born the 29th. So they got excluded. So, and Arlen Specter's, with the suspenders, if you don't have feedback into the system, you might as well not exist. So, they, even though the perpetrators were from inside the system, they play, what's this? And then the postal union, the upside down airplane, he didn't profit from that. He just gave it to some people and they were lucky. Well, the postal officers, they're don't try to profiteer. We'll rip them murder Shannon Hart. The postal office is all changed. All changed. All changed. Now they follow your attempts to get help for the Kennedys and murder a few more of them with them, or lick each up too. And the black man calling dibs on the war ponies, saying you can't do nothing about that, just how it is. The Parkinson's tells me who's behind this. Alsberg and that kook, Noam Chomsky, for one, working with Trump between putting the squeeze on population. They see they want the world to be demoralized. They come up with these nitwit abortion morality arguments for Mar-a-Lago, right? They want to demoralize anything that moves. They says morality. They example because Chomsky was with why should you be the lucky ones? He's with the Holocaust Jews. Yeah, George JFK Jr. His body washed up. There was some dude from the Jewish community center down in Kivahad, the Chinese joint, Ming No Wen's headquarter area, next to Shulman's. He was and we hear John F. Kennedy Jr. plane comes down with Woods Holes, E Magazine, and Gail Burstyn. Oh, Crow Hegregonic, she's a caution. We know all about the Irish fiddle who played. Oh, you think Britain impressed India? Where do you hear about Gemma Quee's one night stand? Ha 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 ha. He was impressing the Indian girl who took him home, made a deal for the licky jobs, black man, in the real estate areas of Howard Hanna and Hannah Berger and Chris Wazel and them from Tyler Art School. Mercy, mercy, huh? He's coming up with this hogswash. Well, for one thing, it's the riffraff of Pittsburgh. They pun cripes. You think you're better than us. What's the answer to it? People need to get their heads screwed on about it. What's the sense in just ignoring it? Pretending it's not going on. That's going to make it better. You know, I was thinking about this really pretty poem by a girl from Syria, made me cry poem about praying for the people who witnessed, the children who witnessed the wounded and so on. But for me, it had a hidden transcript, pray for the survivors. What duty call will forever haunt them that they evaded? Or what did they see as they brought it to a halt through their diplomatic forces? Pray for the survivors that they can live with themselves. Well, it's clear that not everybody who came out of the European Holocaust in Pittsburgh, Squirrel Hill, and Noam Chomsky, Woods Hole were praying for no survivors, that's for sure. They had other plans for them to survivors. You think you're better than us, huh? Pimp Biden, who's that guy? His headmaster. What's that dude's name? Barrico Bush. Barrico Bush. Yeah, he's Obama nigger. That was it. Yeah. He got the pecking order established. When the black man calls dibs on the war pony, you better believe it serves. Everybody understands what that means. There's going to be barter and nickel change. There's going to be human trafficking exchange. There's going to be duty calls. There's going to be knock on the door come midnight. And you, oh, yes, sir. And Donald Trump knocks on the door come midnight. You don't do nothing. Scared stiff because stiff's going to scare you hard. Yeah, woo. This is how they operate now. They think Oliver Stone thinks the prime directive of human civilization is pussy ball. He actually does. He dances around it. He talks sideways. He green worm tongues. He spits his nails. He conjures ollie ollie and nuclear puffs of smoke for his damn movies. And he beats around the bush. You know what I'm saying? Beats around the bush, but you know what he's getting at. It's all organized around two votes of pussy ball. Donald Trump doesn't know civilization from his penis.